gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Friday night. The Bump and Run Street Stock Series back in action. Race number 9 out of the 10 race series taking place here tonight at The Rock. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Rockingham Speedway is where race number 9 and a lot of decisions as far as points goes going into next week at Richmond for the season series finale. We're going to take a short break here to play the national anthem for you. When we come back, we'll have all that and more for you coming up here from Rockingham. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Friday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell. I'll be bringing you the action as it unfolds here at Rockingham Speedway, race number 9 of the 10-race series for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series. Coming into tonight, the top 3 drivers. What a points battle it's going to be, as it looks like West Holland, Rackham West Holland, just a 2-point lead over the rookie A.J. Brissett. The number 22, Brian Triple, just a few points off of that as well. 4 points off your series points leader. So as we head into race number 10 next week, points battles are getting closer and closer, but there's still a lot of racing to happen here tonight. Taking a real quick look at your race information tonight here at Rockingham as they're making their way out to the grid at this 1-mile track. As things get bigger, so do the tracks here at the later half of the season. Air temperature here tonight, 78 degrees with 55% humidity. Partly cloudy and a heavy temperature down there on that track. 104 degrees. Going to make it really slick. Keep an eye on turn number 2 here tonight. Taking a look at your grid action here tonight. This is what your grid's going to look like. Out on the pole, the number 4 of West Holland, your series points leader, will take us to the green and set that pace. Don Wilbur to the outside, the 045, another rookie making his way in the series. Made his debut last week. Jeff Wood back there in the top 3 in points. The number 64 Skull Car will start to the inside of that second row. He'll have Bob Wells to the outside, currently 4th in the series points. Rounding out your top 5 here tonight, the number 10 of Jason Covington. Johnny Smith will be to his outside, a very tough contender for that rookie, that 035 car. 4th row, this 54 of Bad Boy himself, Nick Reynolds, will be to the inside of Brian Tribble, currently the top 3 in points. Craig Covington will start in 9th position, and rounding out that 10th position out of the top 10, 5th row, Ted Quinzel in that 084 car. And our gritty software just took a puke on us. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. 11th position in back, Stephen Kinney, Niles Clyde, A.J. Brissett, Alan Matting, Chris Thorman, Daniel Haney, David Johnson, Jeffrey Kotches, Travis Zudema, Sean Hedrick through 20. And that will be our grid here at the Rock. Base car taking them into the backstretch. Down Thunder Alley they go. "90 laps the distance here tonight at race number 9. You can see they're poised and ready to go as they make their way now into the 4th turn. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. The flagman's ready to give the signal.
Green, green, green.
And race number 9's underway. Across that start-finish line, the number 4 of Rockingham, West Holland, out to a nice sizable lead over the rest of the field as he makes his way into turn number 2 at a 4/10 of a second lead. Right behind him, the 64 of Jeffrey Wood, currently in the top 3 in points. Battling hard to the inside of that 045 of Don Wilbur, who started 2nd here tonight. The number 10 of Jason Covington back and forth. Bad Bob Wells, 4th in points, currently running 5th. In a hard-fought battle, there is Nick Reynolds to the inside, getting a little bit of bump action from behind the number 22 of Brian Tribble. Brian Tribble also the top 3 in points. Out of that second turn, still some side-by-side action. Wilbur is going to make contact with Jason Covington. He's going to bump him down just a little bit before the entry point of turn 3. Nick Reynolds looking a little loose. He's going to go down to the apron. He'll save it. Well done before he comes back up into the field right by A.J. Brissett. Oh, and we got a big incident out of turn number 4 here into lap number 4, and the 317 of Alan Matting. Wow, did that car receive a brutal treatment. It won't even get back down on all fours. Let's go back and take a look here at this replay. Is a 032 right about here. You're going to see the 032 of Niles Clyde start to drift down as Alan Matting drifts up. It's just a little line battle here. Fortunately, the 317 is going to go for a spin as a result and smacks that wall hard. He's going to catch some airtime right here into the front stretch. Oh, wow, and the 8 of Travis Zudema just completely plows through Niles Clyde and Alan Matting continuing to send that 317 car up in the air. 317 car is going to continually roll here as Clyde will go up into the wall. Zudema spins out in the grass. When it's all said and done, the 317 of Alan Matting will not even get back down. You can see the damage there on Niles Clyde's car as he rolls by. Again, folks, race number 9 here of this 10-race series taking place here tonight at Rockingham. Next week, the series finale at Richmond. Battle in the top 3 will definitely carry on as Wes Holland, AJ Brissett, Brian Tribble. I apologize, I said Jeff Wood was in the top 3. It's Wes Holland, AJ Brissett, the rookie, the 033 yellow and white driven motorsports car. That car and Brian Tribble, the Nationwide Insurance 22. Those are your top 3 in points, separated overall by just 4 points. Bad Bob Wells, the 38 car, say right there, 38 car, coming across the start finish line. He is currently 33 points behind Wreckham West Holland. Lights come off the pace car here in lap number 7. Some connection issues plaguing Jeffrey Wood there as they head into turn number 2. Now the backstretch will be back green on lap number 8. Tonight, sponsors want to give a shout out to racegear.com. For the fans, by the fans, a lot of great gear as well as a lot of great race articles. Definitely give them a check out on the web, racegear.com. Billy Wise, you see him race here in the series. The Wise Guys is his band sponsoring this series. Over the Top Paints and Designs. Find him on Facebook. John Hedrick doing an excellent job with a lot of these paint schemes you see on the car. Pace car now makes its way into the pits.
Green flag, green
As
flag.
they come back to the restart on lap number 8, West Holland is ready to go. Finish line into lap number 9. Jeff Wood trying to hold off Don Wilbur. Covington is going to make some contact with that 045 car as they roll through now into the backstretch. Down Thunder Alley towards turn number 3 they go. Wes Holland still leads here tonight. Nice little battle brewing up here as Brian Tribble's trying to get his way towards the front and the series points leader. And he's behind the 10 of Jason Covington, currently running in the top 5. Bad Bob Wells right there behind him. We'll look for an inside pass here in turn number 3. Johnny Smith right there behind him. 2 cars going to work that lower group, hugging that yellow line. And Johnny Smith pushing Bad Bob Wells through turn number 4. Now the 38 car looks to the inside of the 22 as they head into turn number 1. Still side-by-side action as Brian Tribble, the 22 car, making that outside group work, staying side-by-side with Bob Wells. Into turn number 3, though, going to lose some momentum as he pushes a little bit slightly up the track. And now that's going to send Bad Bob Wells 2 rookies behind him. Johnny Smith and Ted Quinzel are going to go by the inside. Quinzel running that 084 Jack Daniels Chevrolet as he makes his way now into turn number 1. Back to the race lead out of the second turn into the backstretch. Here comes Wreckham West Holland in that Jimmy John's Chevrolet number 4 car with a little bit of blinker action behind him. The Skull car you see there, the 64 of Jeffrey Wood. Looking to put the pressure on your series points leader and current race leader as they head into lap number 13. Nice little spacing between Wood and Jason Covington as they make their way into the backstretch. Don Wilbur tonight started second, currently running fourth. Bad Bob Wells and company trying to get back up to the top 4 drivers, as there is a nice little gap as well between these guys. All about getting into a rhythm and finding your line here tonight with a heavier humidity, total of 55% humidity, and hotter track temperatures. Definitely makes it a little tough early on to find your groove and find your rhythm. The slicker track conditions, even later on, it's going to get worse, especially once these lower grooves get a lot of rubber laid down. Bob Wells now looking to be with Don Wilbur across the start-finish line. He's going to set him up for possibly an inside pass out of 2 as he goes to the inside. Out of turn number 2, here comes the 38 of Bob Wells to the inside of Don Wilbur. Johnny Smith there with him, Ted Quinzel in behind Smith. It looks like this draft train of 3 cars is working really well as Smith will be side by side. 2 rookies battling out for that top 5th position. Currently Johnny Smith in the lower group, Driven Motorsports sponsor on that car, working his way through. Quinzel is going to look to the inside of Smith down the backstretch. And Brian Tribble has a sea of 3 rookies right in front of him, trying to get up towards the lead of the race. Quinzel off the bumper of Johnny Smith. Back up front, though, we see Wes Holland into turn number 3, still leading Jeff Wood. 16 total laps led, about to pick up lap number 17 in his total as they hit into lap 18. So this guy has led from the start. His fast lap time here tonight, 27.641. Good enough to get him on the pole. Actually, we'll take you down on board with him. Any idea what this track looks like and how fast this track moves? In-car action for you there. As you can see the struggles of these drivers. Jason Covington still back in 3rd position, making his way into the back stretch right in front of Bad Bob Wells, who's closing the gap quickly. Brian Tribble makes his way around Smith and Brissett, now looking to battle here with Don Wilbur. 045 car just ahead as Tribble's going to look for an inside pass, possibly the first couple turns. But protecting that low side, Don Wilbur not wanting to let Tribble by. Once again to the inside, and it looks like Wilbur's going to push just a little bit. Tribble sees an opening. He's going to shoot for it as he dives down to the line. Into the front stretch, about a car length pace off the 45. Tribble now looks to the inside yet again. Nothing doing for the first couple turns, and a way wide turn for Brian Tribble. That's going to take the pace away. You can start to see Don Wilbur move away just a little bit. Nick Reynolds, though, Rockstar Energy Chevrolet, out of turn number 4, starts to climb towards that 22 car. Trying to close the gap, the battling for 6th position. Craig Covington, that's Jason Covington's father, the driver of the number 10 car's father. Here, the 96 you see behind the rookie A.J. Brissett. Again, A.J. Brissett top 3 in points. He's currently second overall in points. 2 points behind Rockingham West Holland. Started 13th here tonight. Currently in 8th position. Somehow, some way, seems to find his way up towards the top 3 at the end of the races. We'll have to see how that'll play out. As we go up now, Nick Reynolds to the inside of Brian Tribble. And the battle for 6th position is going to go to Reynolds as he gets a nice little inside pass. Little apron action there coming out of turn number 4. Tribble looking to rally back behind the 54 car into turns 1 and 2. And now Don Wilbur just ahead in the 045 car. Could see these two guys battling hard behind him, and they're coming quick. Nick Reynolds out of turn number 4, making his way into the front stretch. This Georgia driver, as you take a look at the information, started 7th, fell back to 11th, has worked his way back into 6th. Just about 4.5 seconds behind West Holland at this point. And now closing the gap within 1 car length of Don Wilbur out of the front, out of turn 4 into the front stretch. Battle brewing here now for the top 5th position as Wilbur knows that the inside is working really well here tonight at Rockingham. Wants to protect it. Matching, and he knows that Nick wants that inside.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
The caution flag's going to come out. Second one on the night. And it looks like Travis Zudema, heavy hit. Luckily with the safer barrier there in the backstretch, we'll have to go back and take a look. Zudema swinging way wide through turns 1 and 2. Running the high line's going to come off the wall. Couple of drivers, barely missing him. Trying to get off the track and not going to be able to do so. Caution number 2 coming out on lap 28 here of the race tonight. This is race number 9 of the 10-race series at Rockingham. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way for the Bump and Run Street Track Series. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Rockingham this Friday night, back under the green as you get a nice look overhead of what the track looks like here at Rockingham. As we take you back up front, nice little battle here. Bad Bob Wells to the inside of Jason Covington. A little pit stop action during the commercial break has mixed up the field just a little bit. Currently, drivers led the most laps here tonight. Rockingham West Holland currently running in fifth position behind the 54 of Nick Reynolds. He is on the bumper of that Rockstar car. Bob Wells out of two. Side by side with Jeffrey Wood and Jason Covington heading into the third turn. The high side Covington. Trying to hold on to second position, rallying back that inside groove. Jeffrey Wood in the Skull car makes his way down. Oh, he's going to have a little connection problems. That's going to back off the pace just a little bit. And Nick Reynolds, a little tension moment there for the 54 car. AJ Brissett now comes down pit road. Brian Treble, left turn Clyde as he needed to get down pit road. Up to the high side, and he was not able to make it to pit road. He was looking like he was wanting to come down there. He's not able to make it, so he'll have to go around one more time than probably what he wanted to expect. Picking up 8 total laps led now. It's a 38 pulls by that start finish line here into lap 39. Jeff Wood, Brian's mate of the evening, been running second all night. Nick Reynolds now sees West Holland to the inside, dives it down towards the yellow line. protecting that inside. He's going to catch some apron, gets himself just a little bit loose. And now Wes Holland looks for that inside move across the start-finish line. He's going to fight that lower groove into turns 1 and 2. He'll probably get around Nick Reynolds here. Out of turn number 2, Wes Holland back into the top 3. Does not look like Reynolds wants to go away quietly. He's hanging right there with Wes Holland. Holland up the track, out of 4. Comes back down to protect the inside from Reynolds. And it looks like Jeffrey Wood's going to make a move. Was trying to make a move on Bad Bob. He's not able to get around him. Now the faster moving car of Wes Holland right behind Jeff Wood. Here into lap 41, heading into turn number 1. Bad Bob tonight definitely needs a win if he wants a shot at the championship next week. 4th overall in points, 33 points behind Wes Holland. A little nudge there from Jeff Wood. He's going to need that victory here tonight, and right now, looking solid, but here comes Jeff
All right,
Wood.
man, caution
to
is
the
out. Caution is
inside.
out.
The caution flag's going to come out. And it looks like Ted Quinzel. Little spin out action there outside of turn number 2. Let's go back and take a look. Comes down right into Brian Tribble. This is not good. Dial the camera back one more time from Tribble's perspective, and folks, things just got interesting here at the Rock. See the battle between the 2 rookies right ahead of Brian Tribble. A.J. Brissett to the left, Ted Quinzel to the right. Let's see Quinzel come right down into Tribble here. Right down in the front of him. Send the 22 car up into the wall, back to the apron. See Ted Quinzel up there up the track, heading on to turn number 2. Tough break right here for Brian Tribble. Brian Tribble will end up getting up into 4th as a lot of the cars come down pit road. A little bit of damage and age on those tires, but he's going to stay out trying to make the most, being up towards the front. And coming in tonight, Brian Tribble just 4 points behind your series points leader. Guy behind him, 38 of Bad Bob Wells, 4th in points. The guy ahead of him, take a look at that, 2nd in points. So it goes 2nd, 3rd, 4th in points. Currently, you're 1, 2, 3 here on lap 46. Series points leader, currently a few positions back. The way it looks right now, A.J. Brissett currently 1 lap down. Will get back on the lead lap. Trimble will go back to the race lead, pending if he goes down pit road, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. Brissett's going to get the wave around. As the lights come off the pace car, there goes A.J. Brissett. Again, folks, tonight's sponsors, racegear.com. Find them on the web, as it is articles and merchandise that you can find for the fans, by the fans. Great website. Check them out again, racegear.com. Billy Wise's band. You see him racing around here in the 32 car. His band sponsors, as well as over-the-top paints and designs. Find them on Facebook. If you're an iRacing driver and you like these paint schemes, you definitely want to check out over-the-top paints and designs. Setting to go back green on lap 48 as the pace car heads into the pits. Brian Trimble to set the pace. There's the green flag. We're back to the race on lap 48. Fresher set of tires trying to hold off Wes Holland. Holland looking to the high side as Reynolds will do a crossover move on Trimble for the race lead. The 54 car now takes over the race lead into the backstretch as he's trying to fully clear the 22. Here comes Wreckham Wes Holland to the inside of Brian Trimble into turns 3 and 4. He's able to get around Bad Bob. Now the 4 car right in front of the 22 in the front stretch. Battling with Nick Reynolds for the race lead. Trimble still trying to run the high side on the older tires and start the show. And he's fallen back to 4th and a few other positions quick as Don Wilbur's going to battle for that 4th position slot. Gets it. Trimble moves up the track and lets about 3, almost 4 cars by the inside. And now Trimble falling back. Overall to 7th position. Reynolds able to get out to a 4-car length lead. 3.5 of a second over Wes Holland as he makes his way to turn number 3 now. Again, tonight, hotter temperatures forcing these cars down into lower groove. Not a lot of passing in turns. Here comes Wes Holland, closing the gap on Nick Reynolds. Into the backstretch, down Thunder Alley. Holland's going to look to the inside in turn number 3. Trying to beat Reynolds down to the line, will not be able to do so here. He's going to have to save up for turns 1 and 2. Out of the turn 4 now through the front stretch into lap 53. Holland still looks to the inside. Aggressive move yet to come from this guy. You ever wonder how Wes Holland got the name Wreckham West? His aggressive driving has caused a lot of incidents over the years and became known as Wreckham West Holland. Nick Reynolds just ahead of him, total of 5 laps led here tonight. Works his way into the 3rd turn. And Holland putting the pressure on as you see a little reactionary move out of Nick Reynolds and they head into that 3rd turn. It's all about getting into the mind of the guy ahead of you. He makes the move into turn number 3. Caught the 54 car asleep. And the 4 car makes his way to the race lead, and Holland back to the race lead will pick up 30 total laps left. Reynolds will cross over on the apron. Now to the side of Holland, some bump action between the two. Holland to the high side out of 2. Bad Bob Wells back behind Reynolds. Faster car, you can see he's putting his nose to the tail, letting him know he's the faster car, wants to get by. And Reynolds and Holland battling side by side. I think that one's going to go to Reynolds this time by. As he had a nose out in front, he's going to pull up the track. Tags the 4 car. That's going to allow Bad Bob to the inside as they work their way down the backstretch, side by side. Wilbur and Wells to the inside, trying to work that lower groove. Holland now up to the high side. As they cross the start finish line, Reynolds 0.3 of a second lead over Holland. Oh, and some looseness out of Wells, derived by Don Wilbur behind him. That's going to allow the 4 car by on the outside. Some aggressive driving now. Jason Covington to the inside of Don Wilbur. Jeffrey Wood now to the inside of Wilbur. And it looks like if he gets stuck up on that high side, folks, pretty much allows a lot of the drivers to pass on the inside. Give a special shout out tonight to the number 77 or 077 guy races in this league, Danny Lawson. Fortunately had a accident. He was in a hospitalized, to get my words right. And he's tuning in tonight through the hospital, and hearts, prayers, and thoughts go out to the Lawson family. Hope that for a speedy recovery for you, Danny, and hopefully you can get back out to racing with these guys for too long. Also want to give a shout out to Jeff Hardy joining us out there in the YouTube chat channel. Always happy to see some people tune in and chime in with their chat for the race. Naming just a few of the guys out there. Battle for second position is going to go to Bad Bob Wells as he gets around Nick Reynolds. Reynolds burnt a lot of grip on those tires trying to hold off West Holland, and it starts to show as Reynolds comes right down in front of Jeff Wood. Pretty much commanding 4th position out of turn number 4. Wood's going to look to the inside here in turns 1 and 2. And as they come into the backstretch, Jeff Wood to the inside of Nick Reynolds. Reynolds to the high side as Don Wilbur now crosses the start-finish line to the inside. He'll pick up 5th as it looks like Nick Reynolds falls back to 6th position. Oh, and a little bit of bump action there from Wilbur to Reynolds. Sent Reynolds down just a little bit, and now Reynolds to the inside is going to pick up 5th position. And Wilbur sent up the track into the wall. That's a dose of why they call Nick Reynolds the bad boy. You get around him, you get him frustrated, he's going to make you pay for it. The 54 Rockstar holds on to 5th position as he got 0.45 of Don Wilbur loose in turn 1. West Holland pretty much checking out at this point. Here on lap 65, 7/10 of a second lead. As you see, he's going to tag the wall, but will still maintain some speed down the backstretch as Bad Bob Wells going to close that gap in a hurry. 7/10 of a second gap, and now less than a car length between the two. That's 1st and 4th in points that are the 1-2. Bad Bob Wells to the inside. West Holland protects it through turn number 2. position right in front of Jeffrey Wood. Bad Bob Wells looking to the inside of West Holland down the backstretch. He's got a quarter panel on him, and he's going to be side by side into 3. Oh, they're going to make contact.
All right, man.
And
Caution
around
is
goes
out. Caution is
Bad
out.
Bob. A little battle, race battle for position in line at the same time. Fortunately, the 38 car is going to go for a spin. Go back and take a look. Right here, you can see Holland starting to come down. And the contact's going to get made right there. Sending both guys around. Holland will be able to save it, but unfortunately, Wells will not. Covington and Wood will have to split. Bad Bob there as he's going to slide to the inside on the apron. Trying to avoid contact with the wall. He's going to lock up the brakes, and he'll just give the wall a nice little kiss. So the Shaking My Head 360, or the SMH 360 car, Bad Bob Wells will make his way down pit road. Things starting to shake up here at Rockingham as West Holland trying to hold on to the race lead, as well as the series points lead heading into next week. We'll take a short commercial break, folks. This is the Bumper Drive Street Stock Series here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network.
How much longer do you want to wait for Dave to talk about this dart release?
Why? What's he doing?
I'm pretty sure he's playing Pokemon again.
Again?
Yes, again.
Funky Overdrive.
back under the yellow here tonight at Rockingham. A little bit of race incident going on. Total of 5 cautions coming out tonight in the first 74 laps of this race. 8 total lead changes. Current top 5 as it stands: Jason Covington, Wes Holland, Craig Covington, Nick Reynolds, and Johnny Smith running out the top 5. Again, want to give a special thanks and shout out to tonight's sponsors, racegear.com. Find them on the web, as they have a bunch of nice merchandise. We'll rhyme there with it. And articles to boot, written by fans for the fans. Check them out, racegear.com. The Wise Guys, Billy Wise Band, as well as Over the Top Paints and Designs. You can find them on Facebook. John Hedrick and company doing a great job on these paint schemes. As the pace car brings them down the backstretch here on lap 76, Jason Covington, Wes Holland, Craig Covington, so father and son both on the inside. The front 4 is Nick Reynolds, way to the outside. Little shake up tonight with your top 3. Brian Tribble and AJ Brissett currently not in the top 5 here. Pace car heads into the pits.
Green flag, green
Green
flag.
flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 77. And it looks like Reynolds is going to hit the wall. He's going to go for a spin. He's able to save it. A lot of maneuvering out of these cars. As Covington heads into turn 3, Holland is on his bumper. Holland now to the inside, makes some contact, and living up to his name, Rockingham West Holland. Covington's going to give it right back. Through the apron, they're able to save it. Back on the track they go. And now Bad Bob Wells to the inside. Unbelievable, that incident in turn 1. Both drivers able to save it down on the apron. Now Bad Bob Wells trying to battle with Rockingham West Holland through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Reynolds to the inside of Wilbur. Wilbur's going to get pushed up the track. Reynolds is going to push as well. Bad Bob still to the inside. And Wells battling hard against Holland as they head into turn 1. Smith gets around Stephen Kinney. Kinney, 076, had a little contact with the wall coming out of turn number 2, currently running 3rd. Battle here between Holland and Reynolds once again.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Airborne! Take a look at that, Jason Covington. Almost looked like he got punted or kicked like a field goal. Go back and take a look. My goodness. Covington's going to be to the inside of Wilbur. Contact starts right there into turn 4. As you can see, Wilbur's trying to save it. Niles Clyde, ARCA brake action to the back of Jason Covington, gets them both straight. Everything looks good up to this point, but I think Wilbur's going to give back a little what he got from Covington. Spin in the 10 car. Jeffrey Wood, will he avoid the collision? He will. So Jason Covington, trying to get off the track, will make collision right there with the 046 of Chris Thorman. And in the air he goes, flying around and around, and that 10 car got some serious airtime. As Chris Thorman, the 046, loses his front end. You see him rolling through the grass on the left side of your screen. We're going to take you on board here with Chris Thorman. Get an idea of what this was like. The Texas driver sees the impending doom ahead. Right there, contact made. As he turns around, you're going to see Jason Covington spinning like a turtle on its shell. Wheel will be up. Since we're on board here with Bad Bob Wells, let's see if we can get him in for an interview real quick. Bob Wells, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
What a night it has been for you. Some hard-fought battle, especially with West Holland, Nick Reynolds alike. You definitely need to pick up a win here tonight. 33 points behind West Holland coming into tonight's race. Tell us about your thoughts on where you're going to stand towards this finish.
Well, we rolled the dice, get out on these tires. They don't have a ton of laps on them. Just keep the track position. It's hard to pass out here. Been a lot of tight racing. Me and Rockingham, we had a little incident over there and had a little contact spun out. But good to be back up front and see if we can hang on.
Looks like Holland's currently running 4th position. He'll be back there behind 2 rookies. But you feel you got what it takes to make this car into victory lane tonight?
Oh, yeah. We'll see if we can do it. We got the older tires, but we're going to hang on.
All right. Any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give while we got you on the line?
Oh, yeah, definitely a shout-out to Over the Top Design and Paints, racegear.com, and smh360.com.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in the laps to come there, Bob.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Man that needs to win here tonight. 33 points behind West Holland. And currently A.J. Brissett running 13th position, second in points. Brian Tribble. Look to our lineup here. Brian Tribble back in 10th position. Third in points. So, if anything, work done here tonight by the 38 car can move up at least maybe into second or third or second in points. Ultimately, he wants to get around that 4th car that's currently running 4th. As they move towards the front stretch, Wells will have Wilbur to the outside. Pace car into the pits.
Green flag, green
the
flag.
green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 87. And Bob Wells wasting no time, getting out to a 4/10 of a second lead over Niles Clyde. 2 rookies ahead of West Holland. Holland giving a little bump action there to the 32. Going to try to do a little bump and run. Smith right behind him is going to give it right back to him. Stretch Holland. Another bump action into Niles Clyde. Trying to get him tight, sending him up the track. That's your bump and run right there, folks. And now Clyde's going to go up to the high side, allowing the 4-car by to the inside. Oh, no, he's going to come back down. Niles Clyde not willing to give up second position just yet. Until lap number 89. Rookie Niles Clyde in front of Holland. Holland's going to make some contact. He's going to have that bump that he wants. To the inside he goes in the backstretch. And now West Holland's to the inside of Niles Clyde where he wants to be. Dives it into the lower groove in turns 3 and 4. Clyde's going to push high. Johnny Smith, Don Wilbur to the inside as now Holland in the second position begins his rundown of Bad Bob Wells for the race lead. Wilbur and Clyde in the turn 1. Little side-by-side action. And as you start to see it, Johnny Smith behind West Holland. The gap's closing to Bad Bob Wells. Lap 90, folks. It's going to be 20 laps to go when Bad Bob crosses the start-finish line. And Holland at the start-finish line was about 0.7 of a second behind Wells. You can see he's closing that gap ever so slightly. Wells definitely needs a little bit of a break here. Right now, Holland on the fresher set of tires is making it work. Closing that gap quick in the backstretch. Within 2 car lengths of Bad Bob Wells, here comes West Holland. Into that third turn, diving it down yet again, working that lower groove. Holland hungry for a victory here tonight. If you've been following the series, Thomas Axum, casual driver in this series. He doesn't race full-time. Part-time driver in the series. Has had back-to-back victories the last 2 weeks. Holland wants to get back to victory lane. Hasn't been there since the start of the series back on August 12th at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now Holland going to put the pressure on Wells here into turn
All right,
number
man, caution is out.
Caution flag coming out. And it looks like the 96 Lowe's Chevrolet of Craig Covington's going to have some issues. Let's go back and take a look. So it looks like Ted Quincel's going to tag the wall coming out of 4, right down into the side of Craig Covington. That right there is not what's drawing out the caution flag. It's not until the point of Craig Covington coming back up onto the track that race control saw an issue. And Kachis is going to get tagged. Oh, Kachis gets tagged by Covington. Jeffrey Kachis is going to go for a spin. Can he save it Cole Trickle style? As he continues to spin up the track towards turn number 1. Looks like it's going to slow up a little bit. Maybe he'll catch some grip here. Tires locked up. He'll start to get back on the gas, and he'll go down to the apron. Craig Covington, though, feeling the effects of Jack Daniels as Ted Quincel in the Jack Daniels Chevrolet, the 084 car, tags the wall coming out of 4. Tonight's race winding down, less than 20 laps to go here at Rockingham. Take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll conclude this race. Race number 9 in the 10 race series. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back as the pace car heads into the pits. We'll be back green on lap 99.
Green flag, green flag.
There's the green flag. We're back to the race. Bad Bob Wells ahead of West Holland. It's going to get interesting here in these final laps. Johnny Smith, Don Wilbur, two rookies battling behind the front two here. Bad Bob Wells pushing way up the track, and now West Holland's going to go by the inside. I don't know if that was a result of the older tires there on the 38 car. One thing to be talked about early on the race, 33 car of AJ Brissett that is far down is 2 laps down, and take a look at this. Battling for the top 5 slot. New England driver back from the dead and the depths of the field here tonight. West Holland out of 2. Behind Bad Bob Wells, Johnny Smith. Trying for a second place finish tonight. It's going to tag the 38 a little bit. Brissett battling with Stephen Kinney and Don Wilbur. Brissett to the inside. The battle now. As it looks like Wilbur's going to push Brissett. And now Wilbur into the side of Kinney in turn number 1. Brissett now into 4th position. Johnny Smith's quite a ways away, about a second ahead of him.
All right, man,
Stephen
caution
Kenny's
is out.
going to go for a little spin there in turns 3 and 4. Let's capture the action here on the 076. Looks like Wilbur's going to try for an inside pass here. Tribble is going to start to feel the contour of that turn right into the side of Stephen Kinney. Stephen Kinney's going to get spun around by the 22 car. Tribble's going to go down to the apron. Niles Clyde will follow him. See Tribble there. Brian Tribble. Tough night for that car. Top 3 in points. 2 points behind AJ Brissett, 4 points behind West Holland. And with 7 laps to go, chances of being in the top 5 here tonight look pretty dire for the 22. AJ Brissett. Just been a tough night for this car. Started 13th. And again, folks, early on in the race, got 2 laps down, has gotten 2 lucky dog wave arounds. And this New England driver is back in it here. Soon to be 6 laps to go. Coming up next week, race number 10, series finale at Richmond. It's going to be a 130-lap race there. These guys will be battling the narrow turns at that track. Little summary statistics. They come out of the fourth turn into the front stretch. 11 lead changes here tonight. 8 total cautions. Coming across the start-finish line, here's what your top 5 looks like. Holland, Wells, Smith, Brissett, and Wilbur. Lights have come off the pace car. It's going to be 4 laps to go. Definitely tell this 38 car is going to give it all he has got. The older tires compared to Holland. Bad Bob Wells, the 38 car, needs a victory here tonight to put him up really well for the series championship next Friday night. Pace car taking him out of 4 into the front stretch. Set to go into the pits. There it goes. Last restart of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Green flag,
Here we
green
go.
flag.
The green flag's in the air. 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go for the number 4 and 38. Trying to make him work for it. Holland starts to pull away just a little bit. 2/10 of a second lead now. It's going to be 3 to go. Nerves getting in as these guys make their way out of each turn.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And that's going to solidify your race here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back and take a look at Stephen Kinney here. Lot on the line. Definitely tell some animosity with the hotter temperatures out here. Right there is where it's going to happen. Contact from Tribble to the rear of Stephen Kinney. Kinney is going to get spun. A few other drivers are going to get collected in the incident. Definitely tell that Kinney giving a little back to Tribble, not too pleased with that contact coming out of 2. White flag lap, turn 3, Holland. Decided to pick up for his second victory of the series. Pretty much going to solidify his chances at victory as long as he shows up next week at Richmond. Hard-fought battle for the guy behind him. Bob Wells really needed the victory here tonight. A little congratulatory bump to Holland on a hard-fought battle. And that checkered flag, Wes Holland takes victory. Bob Wells in second, Johnny Smith in third. A.J. Brissett finishing 4th. And you see a flip-flop of action. Tribble looks like he's going to finish around 14th here tonight. So that's going to help both Brissett and Wells' chances next week, remaining in the top 3 in points. congratulatory bump for some of the drivers. John Hedrick over the top paints and signs. Giving a little bump there to Holland. And then he blows his engine heading into the pits. Yeah, a little bump must have been a little too hard for Hedrick there. Coming down to victory here to do a nice little burnout for you folks. Wes Holland. Total of 51 laps led here tonight. Fast lap time 27.594. Started on the pole and taken victory here at the Rock. So as we put the results up on your screen, going to go live now to our top 3 finishers. Going to go live now with driver of the 035, rookie in the series, Johnny Smith, Driven Motorsports on the car. Was able to come in tonight, worked really hard through this field. You're able to finish in a top 3 slot. Tell us how you feel about your race here tonight at Rockingham.
Well, this was really not the track that I expected to do well at. I've never raced street stocks here, but it was a pretty fun race. I got in a little bit of trouble early there and managed to make my way back up.
Definitely a lot of bumping and banging with these street stocks around this track, given the fact that we had hotter track conditions, total of 104 degrees at the start of this race. Did you feel like your line had to change a little bit, or was it a constant battle to get to the low groove?
The low groove was definitely the place to be all night. I figured out a little bit of something on entry there where I was able to save my right front a little bit better than most other people were, though. That's how I was passing a little bit later in the run.
And it does pan out well for you here tonight. You're able to finish 3rd. Definitely going to help your causes in the points battles. I believe coming into tonight, you're around the top 10 in points as I take a look here at my sheet. Apologize, I had it up in front of me here. You're up there in the 5th position slot in points. So coming into tonight, moving up 2 positions from last week is definitely going to propel you as Brian Tribble finishes behind you, although Bob Wells and AJ Percent finish a little bit ahead of you. So definitely, what's your thoughts heading into next week at the series finale at Richmond?
Well, really, I'm hoping my teammate AJ gets the championship. It would be nice if I could, but I think he has a better shot than I do. So, really, I'm going for him, but it'd be great to get a 1-2 finish in points.
All right. Was there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your 3rd-place finish tonight?
Now, I've got to give a huge shout-out to my teammate, AJ Brissett, tonight in Driven Motorsports. And get well soon to Danny Lawson. He's sitting in the hospital right now watching this. He's one of our teammates. He just had surgery on his stomach. And Shane McCurry is down there in North Carolina with the National Guard right now. And also Steven for helping me out tonight.
All right. Well, job well done to finish 3rd here, Johnny. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at Richmond.
Hope to see you next week.
All right, we're going to go live now with the 38, Mr. Bad Bob Wells. Had a chance to talk with him under yellow here tonight. We're talking about those older tires. Definitely probably exceeded the mileage limit that they really wanted to run on them. One point in turn 3, you found yourself running a little bit tighter than you probably wanted to, allowing Wes Holland to get by on the inside. Favorable caution coming out with about 7 to go. Took you guys all the way down to about 4 to go when you got that green flag. What was going through your mind there and trying to stay with that 4 car?
Well, it was just focus, hit the marks. Hopefully Johnny there behind me didn't catch my rear bumper, and I was just going to try to get to Wes and see what happened.
Well, definitely going to help your goal in getting in the top few guys here in points. So you were 4th coming into tonight. Definitely seeing at least in the 3rd, maybe possibly even in 2nd, in points, as you were just only a few points behind these guys. I know 33 points behind Holland, but second position is definitely going to propel your shot. AJ Brissett does finish in the top 5, so it may make it a little difficult. So I'm going to project at least seeing you moving up to third in points coming into next week. What can we expect out of the 38 car when we go into that series finale race at Richmond?
Well, Richmond's another good track. I seem to do well on the flat tracks. Wes, I'm sure, is going to be up there. He's really good at Richmond. We'll be working hard this week, doing a lot of practice and testing, and see if we can bring our A game to Richmond and put that 38 in the front.
All right. Will you finish runner-up position here tonight? Is there any thanks you'd like to give?
Oh, yeah, of course. I want to thank you, Mr. Caldwell, and Digital Ford Broadcasting for the fine job you do each week. Racegear.com, over the top paints and designs. SMH 360, which will be coming on board for our next series. Also want to thank Wes. He's a lot of fun to race with. We had a little contact, and it was just us racing. There's no hard feelings there. And Jeff, John, and Jason for all the work they do at Loose Lug Nuts.
All right. Well, congratulations again tonight, Bob. We look forward to seeing you next week at that series finale at Richmond.
You bet.
All right, folks, we're going to go live now to tonight's winner, Rockingham West Holland in the Jimmy John Chevrolet, able to go from pole to first position. Even though it does finish under the yellow here tonight, West, nothing short of the hard work that you had done. Total of 51 laps led here at the Rock, and you found yourself down a little bit, probably towards the lower half of the top 10, but you were able to rally it back and definitely worked this car all over the track. You worked a lot of the outside groove, a lot of the inside groove. Tell us your thoughts on your race here tonight.
Yeah, man, it was a great race. I mean, everybody raced me hard like they should, and I was just out there to try to get every single point that I could get. And I mean, I just raced hard to get where I finished.
Definitely shows here tonight. Coming into tonight, 2 points just ahead of AJ Brissett. He finishes fourth. So victory here, picking up your second victory in the series. Bittersweet moment for you, especially to get a victory. Kind of excited, I'm sure, heading into Richmond next week. Talking with Bob Wells, he said it's one of your favorite tracks. You do really well at Richmond. What can we expect?
Yeah, I love all these flat tracks like Richmond and Phoenix, but I'm just going to take it as it goes. Go out there, see if I can do the same thing I did tonight, and just get every single point. I usually choke in these positions every time I've had a lead going into the final race, so I'm just going to take it however it throws it at me.
All right. Was there any thanks you'd like to give for your victory tonight?
Yeah, just everybody that comes out and races with us. I mean, this stuff makes us all better when we race around each other, so it's good to have these fast guys, and then you with Digital Forge Broadcast and John and Jeff, everybody at Loose Lug Nuts.
All right. Well, congratulations again, Wes. We look forward to seeing you closing out this series, and hopefully for you it'll be in that victory lane next week.
Thanks, Dustin. We'll see you next week.
Well, there you have it, folks. What a night of racing. A little bit warmer temperatures than we would have liked, provided a lot of drama and a lot of exciting racing taking place here at the Rock. One more time, we'll bring up the race results for you after we show you the summary statistics here. Total of 11 lead changes tonight, 10 total cautions in the 110-lap event. Results on the screen: Wes Holland takes victory, Bad Bob Wells in second, Johnny Smith third, AJ Brissett fourth, Don Wilbur rounding out your top 5. Jeff Wood at 6, Nick Reynolds, Ted Quitzel, Niles Clyde, Craig Covington, rounding out your top 10. Moving on back, Jeffrey Conscious, John Hedrick, Chris Storman, Brian Tribble, Stephen Kinney, Jason Covington, David Johnson, Travis Sudema, Alan Maddox. Early on, tough break for that car. We'll finish 19th here tonight. And it looks like it's going to do it as Daniel Haney not actually getting out after practice. Give a special shout out tonight, sponsors here for the Bump and Run Street Stock Series, racegear.com. Nice website. It was designed for the fans, by the fans. A lot of great merchandise as well as some great racing articles. Check them out on the web, racegear.com. Billy Weiss's band and also Over the Top Paints and Designs, John Hendrick. Check them out on Facebook. It's all the paint schemes here tonight, folks. Coming up next week, 130 laps will define who ends up in the championship slot of the Bumper Run Street Stock Series as they move into race number 10 at Richmond. That looks like it will do it for us here tonight, folks. We'll be back Monday night, but I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, and we'll see you this coming Monday.